Hello, my name is Catherine Bailey. I'm a senior biomedical scientist here at Cyted. I joined Cyted 3 years ago from the NHS. I'm going to show you around the lab, I'm going to introduce you to some of our team and show you around our new facility. If you want to just follow me. So here at Cyted, we are quite unique in that we are 100% digital. All our microscope slides that we either produce in-house or we receive via our backlog workstream, they are all scanned digitally and our pathologists report remotely from the digital image. So this is our digital scanning area. At the moment we've got Olivia who's just busy cleaning some slides. So it's really important that the slides are clean when they go onto the scanner because that gives the best quality image. My colleague Louise over here, she is doing some QC of some slides that have been scanned. So could we zoom in on that area, Louise? Okay, so this is an H&E stain of a test that we do for early esophageal cancer. And as you can see, we've got really good nuclear detail in there. You can see the chromatin really well. So this is the image that the pathologist will see when they log into the system and they access their cases securely and remotely. It's looking good. One of our big workflows is actually taking backlog cases from NHS hospitals. We receive glass microscope slides from referring hospitals. We receive them here and then we log them in. They get booked in by our admin team and then they get scanned in on our digital microscopes. Everything going all right?
Good. Yeah.
Good. I'm going to show you some of our team in here as well. So this is Maddie and Jason. They normally work in our Cambridge office, but we do a lot of cross-functional work between the two sites. So at the moment, Jason and Maddie are actually working here. I'm going to introduce you now to some of the admin team. This is our admin area, nice, airy, light room. So at the moment, Cyted is booking in some cases from an NHS referral hospital. And we've got May over in the corner and Liv. So if you want to follow me through to the tea room. So when we first moved into this building, this was one of the rooms that had a bit of a wow factor. This is our tea room, and as you can see, it's a lovely, nice, bright, open space. One of the perks of working for the company is that we do get snacks. We get lots of healthy snacks like popcorn, but we can also, sometimes we also, as a treat, we get some party rings, which is very nice. This is Alex, this is our lab manager, and Neil, our Vice President of Pathology Services. Jen sat over there, she's another one of our senior biomedical scientists. So over here we've got Jack, who's our People Operations Manager, just making himself a nice coffee. So this is our wet lab. And this is where we process all the specimens that we receive, what we call wet. So that will include specimens that arrive in formalin, that might require dissection, and it also involves other cytological specimens, like our proprietary test for the early detection of esophageal cancer. So when we first receive specimens in the lab, they come down this route. So we've got Grace here at the moment. She's received some wet specimens from an NHS hospital. So these are specimens that have come into our lab in formalin. So Grace at the moment is receiving specimens. She's going to check these specimens off against the request form, and then she'll put it into our workflow stream for specimen dissection. We've got Talia here at the moment, who is preparing our early tests for esophageal cancer. These tests arrive in the lab and they come from all over the country. We receive these specimens, they are processed through so that we can harvest the cells that are collected by this cell collection device. So if we have a wet specimen, what we do is we will get it booked in and then we'll take it down to our specimen dissection area. If you just want to follow me. So our senior at the moment is setting up our specimen dissection area. Now once these specimens are dissected, then we process them through to paraffin wax, and that is done with some of the instruments that we see over here. So these are pieces of equipment that you would find in any standard histology lab. We have specimen processors, we have embedders. One of the nice things about being involved at Cyted is that the whole team has an opportunity to get involved in what pieces of equipment that we acquire for the lab. We all get to make decisions and be involved and have our views heard. So we work with a specimen tracking system which logs the case when it comes through the door. This will track the case all the way through from specimen receipts, all the way through the different processes that it would go through in the lab to the point where it is released from the lab for reporting by a pathologist. Now, once the tissue has been fixed, processed and embedded in wax, the next stage we will go to is section cutting. So at the moment, my colleague Sarah is preparing some tissue sections from some of the blocks that we've already processed. So this is a microtome, and what this does is it takes a very thin section of the tissue off the block. So every time Sarah turns that handle, it advances, and then it gets floated out onto a warm water bath. Thanks, Sarah. So these are the instruments on which we do all our immunohistochemistry, or IHC. They are really quite easy instruments to use, and they are continuous access and continuous flow, which means that we can actually turn our immuno around really quite quickly. So the slides will sit on these individual thermo pads, and they're barcoded so that when the instrument reads that barcode, it knows exactly what it needs to do on that slide. We've got 30 individual slide drawers, which means that when a single slide is ready, then we can take that slide off and fast track it through into our QC system and into our scanning workflow, and then it's not held up by any other slides. One of the things we're really proud of at Cyted is that we do have an open door policy, and right next to the lab we've got Neil in his office, who's the Vice President of Pathology Services, just having a chat with one of our laboratory scientists, Talia, about how the workload is going for today. So this is a space where people could come for quiet relaxation, reflection, just to have a little bit of a rest and take some quiet time out of their busy working day. So that's the end of our tour here at the lab at Cyted Huntingdon. I do hope that you will check us out on social media. There's plenty going on. We're always very proud of our many achievements, and maybe see if we've got any vacancies available. Thank you.